I feel the need.
The need for jet engines to create thrust in order to have differential pressure on the wings, which achieves aerodynamic lift at high velocity. Ow!
No, man. It's I feel the need for speed.
Oh. Well, what did I say?
We're in deep out here, Maverick. How about some help? Engage, engage!
I got your MiG dead ahead, Ice. Don't worry, buddy. I got tone. Firing.
Great shot, Mav. Thanks.
Yeah, no sweat, pal. Let's get the rest of these suckers.
We got one on our tail.
Don't worry, I'm here for you, Mav. I got him.
Nice work, my friend. You got skills.
Thanks for the compliment, brother. Look out, there's another one.
Dead, baby.
Nice job. Thanks for helping out a friend in need.
Hey, I couldn't have done it without you.
You're the best.
No, you're the best.
No way. You're the best.
You're the best.
No, I couldn't be the best. You're the best.
You are.
What the heck is going on up there?
You guys sure are chums all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm sort of shocked at all this change in character. BFFs, baby.
All the way.
Watch the birdie. Chop-a-low!
Yeah! Remaining MiGs are bugging out because of our teamwork and kindness.
We are laughing.
You are still dangerous, but you can be my wingman anytime. My real best friend is dead because of you. She took my wheels, I wanna squeals. Goodness gracious, great balls of flames.
lost in my thoughts, feel like I could drown. No, no, can't have it now. Buried so deep, I'm below the ground. I go where I hear the sound, all on my own, I can feel it now. Unknown, so my heart pounds, cause I don't understand what happens now. Oh no, I'd rest in peace, leave behind a lesser me, working hard to better me. Looking back, I'll never be. Let's go recklessly, fighting to forget it's me. I feel inside it's festering, but I just want to better me. That led me to.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to yet another episode of Rogan Radio, live from the friendly confines of Studio A here on the luxurious campus of Casa La Rogan here in Lumberport, West by God, Virginia.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
As you can tell, we have a full house here tonight.
Hi ho.
Hi ho. Whoa.
Hi ho.
Who's hi ho?
Todd, she's talking to you.
Huh?
Hi ho.
Yeah.
She called me a hoe? How can can a guy be a hoe? You're a hoe. You're my hoe. Chuck can be
Ooh,
my hoe. I like that music at the beginning. Can we start that all over again from the very beginning? So I can do.
Cause I waste time.
Rewind.
I sat at the base
I
when I
wanna do
should
the-
have climbed. I stopped with the chase and forgot the grind. I feel out of place, empty inside. Oh God.
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to have a fantastic show tonight. As you can tell,
That's
we,
fun.
we have
rap and rock.
That is rap and rock combined.
we have a very special group that we have not had in here yet. We have the Estrogen Corner. They're like our fan club. Everybody give a big round of applause to the Estrogen Corner over there, which consists of Michelle. We also have Carol.
Go estrogen.
Oh my goodness. And we also have Cindy over there.
Estrogen.
Cindy who?
Cindy Hardman.
That's right.
hard man.
Yeah. We just had to make that clear in case anybody didn't know, which I don't know how they would know.
Now, the great thing about it, we have a lot to talk about in this sense. We had Chad and Carol. They went down to Disney. And because Chad was doing a scouting expedition.
right for yeah.
First of all, he had a business deal for us.
Right.
Which it actually happened, so that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Details will be coming out soon.
People are just going to be amazed with what we
But they're going to have to wait.
got accomplished.
They're going to have to tune in.
wait.
Have to tune in. To
You're the
Rogan Radio
deal maker.
to hear all the details.
Yeah. So you guys went down there because the second part about the entire thing is the fact of you went down as a scouting expedition for Todd and I. We're going to have a honeymoon down there when the
right.
Star Wars things open up next summer.
Yeah, in 2019.
Yeah, and they're going to have this big resort down there. You can actually go in if you want to, and you can actually.
Are Vicky and I invited or not?
Okay,
well, you guys think about that
I
and get
forgot
back to me.
Michelle.
Yeah,
was
we'll
in
get
the
back with you on
studio.
that. We'll get back with you on
Yeah.
You know, we got to work on the funds for the show.
Yeah, might only
That's
be
right,
enough
that's
room
right.
in the budget for 2 people.
Could you see a lot of the construction?
Damn
Oh,
that
yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's about 50 acres that's being constructed on top of right now.
I don't think that's enough.
Well, and that's just for one
They need a whole
section
planet.
of the park.
That's for the Millennium Falcon part.
yeah, that's for the.
Listen, are you going to be able to go inside that thing, right?
Supposedly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and
You can
sit-
you can fly it.
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Really?
The cool thing about it for me is you can go down there and spend like $1,500 a night and become whoever you want to be as a character, and you will be that character as long as you're in the resort. You know, they have like Animal Kingdom now, Toy Story now, Cinderella's Palace. I love dressing up in girls' clothes, so that's what Michelle and I have always been.
Yeah, and you know what? And
You sent us plenty of pictures of you
and
in
the only
underwear.
thing, and you know what, Chuck, the only thing that I've ever wanted to be is you. So how much does that cost?
Aw.
That's free, right?
You're
Listen.
being so sweet tonight.
He's just a sweetie pie.
I think my Flowen's estrogen or something.
You maybe
You should be in this corner.
You should be in the
Todd
estrogen
Beck.
corner.
Maybe I should
What
be,
are you
right?
doing all the way up
I
there?
don't know. I don't know.
Jeez.
But everything's tingling all over my body.
Well, we haven't been together for a while.
Are you like
right.
happy
And your
one
face
day
is
and then
red.
sad
Oh,
one day,
my,
and
it's-
like
it's
ready to commit murder
mood
one day,
swing-
and then
mood swings
top of
are-
the world one day?
Yeah.
You want a lot of chocolate.
I do a lot of dark chocolate.
And shrimp, crustaceans.
Yeah. Crustaceans.
likes the dark chocolate.
Crustaceans?
Yeah,
dark chocolate
isn't that
is
the
a-
aphrodisiac? Or
Dark-
what is
dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, yeah.
Oysters.
Oysters
are.
and dark
Yeah.
chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
That's different.
Because
It's
Todd
oyster
told me. Todd
crustacean.
told me. Now this is well
Strawberries
before.
and whipped cream work pretty
I'm
good.
so
too.
confused.
Well, that's only when you go to IHOP after a Duggar dance. Todd told me a long time ago, though. He goes, if we're going to be anything, he goes, you have to give me gifts. And then I said, okay, well, you know, a lot of people are about money. Okay, you're one of them. That's okay because I can do whatever you want. And he goes, well, I would love a pearl necklace. And so what I did was, we went up to the back bay when the back bay was around in Morgantown. We went to the back bay, and then we ate lobsters all night until we haven't had enough like pearls.
Yeah.
Until we made a pearl necklace.
So you
Yeah,
ate,
where are you guys going?
you
Where are
ate
you guys
lobsters
wanting
for
to-
that?
I'm just thinking of ZZ Top right now. Yeah.
Every kiss begins at K's.
Every kiss begins at K.
And for me, every
gotta be the
kiss
best
begins
logo.
with T.
Tease. That's me. He was talking about
that's
me.
right.
We're also going to talk about, on a serious note, we're also going to talk about a couple things. We have the Honor Flight. We have Cindy in here going to talk about the Honor Flight. What the Honor Flight does every single year, this organization comes together. They bring a bunch of veterans that have never been over to, I assume, D.C., where the memorials are, and they give them an opportunity to actually see these memorials. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit. We also have a thing that Mike Lane, for one, is helping put on. It's going to be September 2nd. It's called Folds of Honor. It's a golf tournament. We're going to give you some details on that. If you're a golfer, you'd like to do that. And it's a great cause, too. We tried to get Sable in the studio tonight. We're going to have him in. Well, actually, September 2nd is next weekend, isn't it?
Next weekend. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well,
That is Labor Day.
well, dang, Sable.
Jeez.
Maybe we can try to call him up. Okay. We'll call him up out of the blue. And we also have a fantastic top 10 list tonight. One that Todd picked out. It's the top 10. What is it?
Two-line jokes.
Two-line
The top
jokes.
10,
Very
the
easy.
funniest two-line jokes ever.
Feel free to use these things.
Yeah.
Whenever you want, however you want, feel free to use those, and you will be absolutely allowed. And you know what? Like I said, it's very rare that we have everybody in the studio. D-Mac's in here.
Yeah. Yep.
We have Chad in here. We have Bruce in here. Darren, he's married. He's on his honeymoon. He came in. That's fantastic. Let's talk about that real quick, because last week we had your big wedding. Everybody give a big round of applause. Throw some emoji up.
Emoji, real
because
quick.
we have a newly married couple in the studio tonight. We have
Keep 'em
Darren and
coming.
Cindy
Keep 'em
Softman. And then, oh, that's right, hard
No,
man.
hard.
Hard man.
Oh, hard.
I've never heard that before.
I know, that's like the oldest joke in the book, right? And you guys had your up at Lambert's in Weston, or down at
down.
Lambert's. Yeah.
Have fun, too.
And we had a blast.
That was the first time I was there. I was
Fun.
surprised how nice that place
It is. It's
Lambert's
beautiful.
very nice. Lambert is very nice. And what was great about it, one of the things, is this, watching you guys throughout the years, you know, working out how Michelle and I and every couple that you have to work out things where you decided, you know, this is it. We're going to be together forever, and you have decided to be together, and that's fantastic. And I'm very excited for you. It's awesome. I can see it in your smiles.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
It's like tequila.
Yeah.
Very genuine.
Or Copenhagen. That was the song. Copenhagen. I can see it in your smile if you ever remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. But one of the things was Cuddles, who is like, he's here, but he's never here. He's sort of like D-Mac.
The mystery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He pulled up, he brought his moonshine. And the cool thing about Cuddles is he gives everybody a warning about his moonshine. And the fact of it is that, you know what? Be careful with it, because it's going to knock you out.
Yeah.
So every time we go somewhere, it could have been Michelle and I's wedding. We did it Saturday with Cindy and Darren's wedding. Everybody that gets married, I'm thinking about getting a divorce just so Michelle and I can get married again.
Yeah.
Just so we can have this, you know, just so we can have this.
Are
thing
you
going on.
sure you want to give her that opportunity?
No, because she's going to be gone, but she still might be
Hey,
around for the
don't
miracle.
threaten me with a good time.
No kidding. Listen, we were talking about the good old days. Michelle and I, we went down to the meth mart there in Shenson not too long ago.
Good meth part.
That's a 7-Eleven. And then you got DG's right beside it.
Yes.
And so anyway, I was talking about, this is fantastic because this is like the good old days. And she goes, Chuck, I've only known you for 2 years. I was like, yeah, but it's the good old days. The good old days.
Well, we got a phone call.
Is that Todd Hall? That's Todd Hall.
We'll call you back.
Todd, we'll call you back.
Call you back, Todd.
We'll call you back.
He knows that means we're not.
So
gonna
anyway,
call him
what
back.
Cuddles does is, if you know anything about our group, we're very tight. We have a very tight bubble, and we live each other's lives for the most part. But one thing that's awesome is that every time we have a function, Cuddles brings the moonshine, and we knock off. You know, it's like he's flying a B-17 in World War II, and every person he can make sick or go out of their mind, he can like put a sticker on the side of his big truck. You know, he can put that sticker on there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And he did just that. I mean, Matthew McConaughey. What's Matthew McConaughey's name?
His real name is Cody.
Cody. Down from.
Chuck named him, called him that
Yeah.
all
Oh, yeah.
night.
Everyone does.
Everyone does.
He's kind of used to it.
Listen.
He looks like a young Matthew McConaughey.
He
It
looks
sounds like
He
him,
does.
too.
Everything-
I
Like, I
know.
mean,
The
even
guy
with
from
the
slur or whatever.
He has it.
Yeah.
He looks
He
like
has
him.
it.
He looks like Dana Hoggerstein or what from
Holgerson.
you know, but he sounds like Matthew McConaughey.
Chuck is so bad with names. So bad.
So we were just waiting. We were watching. We were sitting back watching this thing. It's like, here we go. Here comes the moonshine. Cuddles has Mark Coffey has the moonshine out, and so he starts drinking this stuff. And as the night progresses, it hits him. It hits him pretty well, mind you. Yeah. And it was great.
Yep.
It was fantastic. So once again, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
It was a good time.
Oh no, it was absolutely.
Hey, I got to see Todd's butt that night.
Todd Hall?
Listen, no.
Todd Beck.
Now listen, let me tell you, this is gonna be some
full moon
This is
rising.
going to be somewhat explicit. This might be explicit, but like I said, we're family, so it doesn't matter. We've seen each other's.
My wife was right there, so it's not like it was a
Yeah,
big deal.
Vicky was a spectator.
Yeah, and
as
just,
well.
and we're so comfortable with
So
these.
it's okay if there are other ones in the room.
Well, when I was standing there, she saw me start unbuckling and unzipping. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Just pull that chair over here, honey." So I had to get up high to get.
So we're at the
elevation shock.
We're at the place that we're staying that night because we're responsible young people.
Yeah, and we even had a designated driver. It was
me.
It was Jimbo.
It was Uber Jimmy.
I'm looking around for
And
Jimmy.
he remembers
Jimmy.
everything.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Uber Jimmy.
Jimmy was halfway to the wedding, and so we call him up and say, "Jimmy, what's going on?" He goes, "Well, I'm almost there." I was like, "Ooh!" I was like, "Hey, listen,
come see us."
Yeah, we're meeting over here. We're rallying over here at the
already had some
motel.
drinks.
So why don't you go ahead and come on over? So Jimmy comes over. We load the truck up. Then we drive through West, and we get over there. But anyway, in the meantime, Michelle and I are outside, and she goes, "Look up there in the window."
We were
Now we're
unpacking
right
the
outside.
car.
And listen, this is if you know anything about the place we were staying at there in Weston. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I know,
not like it's not like we were secluded from the world. I mean, there's all kinds of traffic right there. I look up and all I see is Todd's ass dancing in the window.
Well,
And it wasn't for a couple 2 seconds, but he ended it in style. He
I
ended
did.
He ended it in Todd style, which is
Actually,
I did what was it? I did a.
you did a belly flop on the
belly
bed.
flop
'Cause
on the
all I
bed.
saw was this, and then I saw you were hovering. It looked like you were hovering for a minute, and then you collapsed.
and you had to stand on a chair. I have the whole thing on video.
But it's
Oh,
hard.
I got to see this.
When
I
the,
do.
when the pants are halfway down, it's hard to land flat on the bed. So I was holding them at the same. It was
It's a
fun. to-
pre-wedding show. You guys missed it because you were kind of busy.
Yeah.
But I have video.
It was
Awesome.
fantastic.
It was a good time.
So if you have a wedding,
I
and
wasn't
you-
even drinking.
and listen, if you have a wedding and you don't have a lot of friends and you need somebody there for pictures or whatnot, hire us. We'll
Hey,
come.
yeah.
Listen,
We are a
we'll come
fun
Hire the
group.
Rogan Radio wedding crashers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Todd, like a wedding
We'll
crasher.
crash it like no other.
Listen, we will come down. We'll have a good time. We'll eat on your dime. Listen. We'll even bring our own booze because we normally do that anyway.
Yeah.
We'll do that anyway. And just have a good band or a DJ, and you know what? We'll party it up.
Party it up.
Tell me who's on here with us. Tell me who's on here with us.
Here,
Carl
Bob
Conji.
Collins. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Peggy Hensley.
Hello, Peggy.
Tom Clark from Webster Springs.
Tom Clark.
Becky
you
Wade.
do? Oh, I'm sorry.
Derek McIntyre's on here. I
I'm
haven't
on
seen
here.
that guy in a long time.
I know.
Becky Wade's on here. Go ahead and give me
Megan,
what you're
Megan
doing. This.
watching.
Ours is watching.
Oh.
Hello, Megan.
Gee.
My wife, Peggy Hensley's on here. Did we say
Yeah,
Peggy?
we said Peggy.
Okay, I'm sorry. We
Melissa
said Peggy.
Ford Jet.
Hello, Melissa.
John Castle.
Yeah, John.
John,
Yeah.
we listen. Have we not? We need to get John in here. We say, John,
Well, we
we're
keep
we're
saying
on
that.
we keep saying that forever, and we have yet to have John in here. 2 weeks from now.
If
That's
you
good.
want to get on the show, get a hold of me through Messenger.
You're going to have to get hold of Chad. Actually, I'm going to have you get a hold of John because you're much better than that than I am.
All right.
And we'll do that.
Yeah.
We're going to have John on. John's a fantastic singer. I mean, he truly is. And then, you know what? We'll just rock it out. We'll have a fantastic
Danny Udell's
one.
on here.
Dave Teacher,
Tom Clark.
Sarah Jalbert. Am I saying that right? Jalbert.
Sounds
Jalbert.
right.
Is that right?
That sounds right to
She's
me.
she's listening from Marietta, Ohio. Chuck.
Marietta.
Yep.
They have.
She is our long distance listener.
Hey, do they still have the what is it? Is it the stern wheel or something in Marietta? Is it with the stern wheel?
The regatta.
The regatta over there. They still have that? No, well, they have one in Pittsburgh.
Oh, they have two different ones.
But they have one over in New Martinsville also.
Yeah.
And they also, what is the what's the big buffet over there? The big restaurant.
Ryan Steakhouse.
Where at?
China
Where
one.
you guys went?
It's called
Quinette's.
Quinette's.
Quinette's. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
listen, fantastic.
Quinette's
Fantastic.
is yummy. We rode out there a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
Right.
That's Quinette's in where, Marietta?
No.
Oh, no. See, I'm getting New Martinsville and Marietta mixed up all of a sudden.
Yeah, New Martinsville.
See? We're talking about
New
Marietta.
Yeah.
But Marietta has the stern wheel regatta. They have the
Right.
regatta there, but Quinette's is over in New Martinsville.
Right.
My bad.
It was yummy.
That's awesome.
It really
Hey, but
was.
thanks for listening. Anybody else you want to send shout-outs to?
Jake Casella.
Hello, Jake.
Did we say that Bub Collins, John Harbert just popped on?
Hello,
did
John.
he?
We saw John down at the Frontier Days Parade.
Yeah. Hey, listen. John is an applicant for the chief of police in Shinston.
He's got my vote.
Because the other chief of police resigned. You know what? And I think everybody on here ought to send a letter to the city of Shinston and say, hey, John Harbert would make an excellent police chief for the
Let's
city.
do it.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
good.
just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
If John Harbert can guarantee me one get out of
Tell
jail
us how you
free
really
card,
feel, Derek.
then I will vote for him. 100%.
Well,
I'll even wear a button that says vote John Harbert.
Button.
but yeah, and in all honesty, he's
Very good. He's really good. I've always liked John, and actually, what's hilarious is you live in John's dad's house, right?
me?
Over in Shinston.
Michelle?
Who?
Oh,
Derek?
see, I don't. No.
No.
I live here.
Who are you looking at?
No. I'm talking about you lived there when
I
you
live in
when you-
Lumberport.
But you owned. I understand that, but I'm saying that John's dad's house is the house that you own over in Shinston, correct?
I don't know. Tell
Over
me,
on-
John. I don't know.
Over on Ferguson.
On Ferguson Street.
I don't know. That's
I think it is.
Is that right?
I
that
believe it is.
John's dad?
John, is that right? Let
Or
us know.
grandfather or something like that. It's
I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah. It's I can
That
almost
may-
tell you.
That's probably
can't
that sounds
remember.
right.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
probably
remember
correct.
either. Okay. So that's good.
Jacob
It's something like that. No, you live in Lumberport. And
I do live in
for
Lumberport.
3.5 more years, and then we're going down to Florida.
Yeah.
I wish you'd stop talking like that.
Oh, it's happening.
Well, listen, I can tell
our
you this.
plan. We have made our plan.
No, I don't think so.
So does that mean we're moving the show down there?
Well, and this is going to be a great thing.
That's fine. I plan on moving
Sounds
south
good to
anyway,
me.
too. So.
Well, why don't you come over here and move south right now? come on, Jimmy, drive south now. Go down CR 69. No, it just.
Look at him blushing. Ah.
I'm used to it.
Let's talk about the honor flight. Now, Cindy, this is something that you know about. You were giving us some details. Why don't you give us a little backdrop first of all on what the entire program is? Because up until tonight, I've really never heard of it.
Okay. The Honor Flight is a nonprofit organization that assists any veteran, but particularly they give preference to World War II, Korean, terminally ill veterans. It gives them the opportunity to fly them to D.C., and the flight for our local chapter will be on September 15th. They all have guardians with them. You can volunteer to be a guardian.
Each veteran along has guardians.
That's awesome.
So, so that they can go see the memorials that were presented for them for their sacrifices that they made.
Right.
Our local person that is in charge of that is Tanya Caton, who is an awesome, awesome person. And she just made notification last night that one of the biggest backers that she has that helps fund this has pulled out. So at this point, she was lots of thousands of dollars short.
It was
Right now,
$58,000
it
they
was
were short.
some crazy amount. Yeah, it was a huge financial person that backed out. Right now, they're $5,000 short and looking for donations that they have to have by this Wednesday, the 29th.
Holy moly!
Before we leave, I'll write you a check.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll write you a check, friend. I'm not going to say how much right now, but I'll write you a check.
$59,000.
Okay.
I wish. And to donate towards that. Can you take care of that for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, before we leave tonight.
So basically, is this a national thing, and we're talking about the local thing right now?
Right. It's our local one that is in need of funding to take our flight this year.
So local veterans around the area, guys
Yes.
that went over, say World War II,
Right.
Korea, whatever, have never been to D.C.
Right.
You know, they went over, Lord forbid, where they've been.
Exactly.
You know, when they had to, when their country called, but then they have never actually been to go see the
Yeah,
memorials.
the memorials that were
Right.
put up in their sacrifice.
So the
honor
honor flight actually takes care of that and says, listen, we're going to take you over and actually let you see this.
Right.
So now, you know,
So they put them on an airplane at Bridgeport, fly them to D.C., take care of them all day, food, etc., fly them back that evening, provide them a guardian that's with them at all times. They also need guardian volunteers. That if anyone's interested in that, that's also Tanya that you contact for that. If you to be a guardian costs you $250 unless you're a veteran. If you're a veteran, you can be a guardian for free. So again, she's looking for funding. This girl is going to take the money out of her own account to fund this last $5,000 if she doesn't get the funding, because she's that kind of person.
Right.
All right,
So
so as a community, let's step up.
Yeah, because if okay, so you're 5,000 short.
Right.
Or
At this
the
point.
program
At this
is
point.
Yeah.
5,000 short as of right now.
Just
right
yeah,
now.
just I
And
talked
then
to
what
her
it-
minutes ago.
And then up to like say Wednesday.
Wednesday the 29th. If all the funding is not in, the whole entire flight is canceled. It's not like they just cancel a few
Enough
few
seats.
extra guys can't
Right.
go.
Yeah.
They cancel the entire
How many
flight.
actually veterans can you take?
I
mean,
want to say there's 30-ish.
Oh, so there's a boatload.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They take
Oh,
a
yeah.
big,
Yeah, you're not talking about
big
4 or 5
plane.
dudes. You're talking about 30 dudes
you're
over
talking,
there.
You're
Right.
talking 30 veterans
Right.
plus 30
Guardians.
So
guardians.
yeah, well, right. You're
So-
talking about
Right.
you're talking about a pack.
I mean,
They
if
have
you
to
get to
have a charter
flight.
flight, right? Charter flight.
Yeah, it's a charter flight
Yeah.
out of Bridgeport.
Yep.
We've been there a couple times with the riders to welcome them home
Right.
as they come back in the evenings. And just doing that is an honor. But this year, Darren and I are both gone as guardians, so
Have you ever
that'll
had-
be our first time.
Yeah, that'll be our first
She
time
said the
guardian.
total flight cost $80,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's about
Right.
that's bad.
Holy moly, yeah, yeah. Now, have you had a chance to, by chance, talk to any of the fellows? I mean, actually, well, you have men and women as they come back, and it
Yeah.
probably. The thing that I'm kind of wondering is when they go over, like, say if it's a World War II vet, because you know what, there's so many different theaters, there's so many different things
Right.
that went along with World War II, and then you have something, and especially for us being so close to DC. I mean, you can imagine if you're living out in California, we could drive
Right.
to DC in 4 or 5 hours,
Right.
And it's hard for me to drive 2 hours anymore. We came back from Pittsburgh today. So you have this entire group to where they can kind of reminisce and they can kind of
Right.
maybe heal a little bit. Because
Yeah.
you never get that stuff out of your brain.
No.
You just
No.
never do.
No.
You never
She said
absolutely
100.
do.
100
Yeah, she just said 100
veterans.
veterans go.
100 veterans go.
So that's 100
So-
veterans and 100 guardians.
200 people.
Yep.
That's a big plane.
That's
Yeah.
Saturday the 15th, right?
That is September 15th. Correct.
September 15th.
So where do you donate to?
Yeah, can you give us a
you-
I'll
website?
put a link right up on there. It's the Honor Flight Network. That's the national network. But Tanya Caton's phone number is at the bottom. Tanya Caton at 304-838-4363. If you want to donate, become a regular sponsor,
Or be a guardian.
Be a guardian.
Right, right.
So she's the one to get a hold
And it
of.
would be really awesome to get these dudes together from all these different atmospheres,
Yeah.
all these different experiences, and to get them over, and then it would almost be sad in a way because they would try to relive it, and when you see
Right.
like the Vietnam
Right.
or the Korean Memorial, or
They're going in order of conflicts at the moment of the ones that are the oldest in age.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's World War II right now because there's no
oh,
World War I
absolutely,
veterans
sure,
left.
sure.
So once everybody from this area from World War II goes, they'll move on to the next
Yeah,
conflict.
and that's a good
Right.
thing.
So
That's a good
yeah,
thing.
So eventually it'll get all the way,
Yeah, and
as
it-
long as there's funding for it.
Right.
Sure.
There has to be funding for it.
And
Yeah.
they just to see them whenever they come off the plane, and
Oh.
there's always a local band, like high school band
Yeah.
there, just to see their reaction that they're getting a welcome home.
Yeah. I've been there a couple of times when
that
they
they've
come
never
home.
gotten before.
How was it? I mean, like say from an
Oh,
outsider.
it's awesome. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just something
I mean,
that you have to see to appreciate.
Yes.
And
These
you know
old
what?
guys coming off there after seeing those monuments and stuff.
Yeah.
They're in, a lot of them are in wheelchairs on oxygen.
Oh,
can
absolutely.
hardly
Right.
walk. And they got the guardians with them, and some of these guys are crying. I mean,
Yeah.
especially when you got everybody there with flags, like a welcome home parade.
Sure.
Right.
I mean,
Sure.
it's a lot of emotion for these guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's
I mean,
pretty
it's-
cool
it's
what
awesome.
Antoinette said. She went 2 years ago to it as a guardian, yeah, and she said they had police escort all day, and the veterans didn't wait for anything, man.
Right.
Really?
Right. Yeah. It's a
pretty
big
awesome.
deal.
That is very awesome.
As they shouldn't.
No.
Well, and what's really nice is there's a thing about Tom Brokaw. He called them the greatest generation, and which kind of stuck, and that's what when it comes to World War II people, and it's that entire generation, because even the people at home, you had the women go, and they were working in factories. The guys they were off fighting the war, but you know what? The entire population, the entire country, every citizen had to give up something.
Right.
I mean, that's how your daylight savings time and all that. I mean, you couldn't run electricity. Everything was for the war effort.
Right.
And the consequences would have been huge if it wasn't for that. But then to see these dudes now, I mean, they did their job, mission accomplished in the words of Bush, and they go now and they see this stuff, next to the Washington or the Jefferson or the Lincoln, and you see the Capitol and all this stuff, and they're thinking I was just doing my gig, man.
Right.
But somebody actually made this memorial, and it would be pretty touching,
Yeah.
really. It would be.
Yeah.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never been a guardian. I've only been there when they came home, and just being there for that was such an honor.
Yeah,
just
because
to
they have
see
class.
them.
There's class.
Yeah.
There's class.
Yeah, very.
But if you have extra money, awesome thing to help
donate
fund.
to, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, people waste more money in a weekend doing nothing. They can get $50.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's fantastic. Once again, give us something here. It's the Honor Flight.
Honor Flight.
And
contact is Tanya, Tanya Caton. Her number is 304-838-4363.
And you know what? She's been she's been in the comments. So if you want to just even click on her name and send her an instant message on Facebook,
exactly,
that'd be perfect.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're talking about taking 200 people over there?
Yeah.
200, yes.
100 veterans and 100 guardians.
And basically 5,000 short right now. So that's
5,000 short, yes.
Yeah, that's just, that'll happen. We'll make that happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
And the donations pay for the veterans,
Right.
For the veterans that
Sure.
are going. And now, the guardians that are veterans are free, but
Right.
whoever's
Right.
not a guardian or not a veteran.
And as well as it should be.
250.
Could you imagine some of the
Which is for the
conversations?
flight, basically.
Can you imagine some of the conversations? Somebody that was in, Battle of the Bulge, okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
and their guardian is somebody that was in, give me
Desert
something,
Storm.
Grenada.
Desert Storm.
It could have been
Yeah,
Desert
Desert
Storm or
Storm,
Grenada.
Grenada,
It could have
yeah.
been anything. And some of the things that would totally be, on the opposite scales of things, but at the same time, everything is the exact same, mentally wise,
Right.
physically
Mhm.
wise. You know what I mean? All of that kind of stuff. It
Let's-
would be a neat conversation to be a fly on the wall doing that.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get listen in the comments. If you can make a donation, let's see if we can get how much we can knock off that 5,000 right now.
Yeah, and absolutely,
There you
and
go. Good
especially
idea.
if you're a business, if you want to,
And you want to
you
be a
write it
regular
off, man.
sponsor.
yeah, if you want to be a sponsor of this, once again, call up Tanya,
Yeah.
and then just do that. 304-838-4363.
Are you guys getting any help or support from a North Regional Airport?
I'm not sure who all her sponsors are because I'm not that involved with that end of it.
And which airlines is supporting it?
I don't know, Tanya. Can you comment?
That might be another way to, for them.
I'm
to
sure.
actually-
I'm sure everything is at a discounted rate as far as the flights go.
I mean, they have a KCI and a flight school too. I'm sure they might be able to step in.
Yeah, but like I said, it was a last-minute withdrawal of a huge
Right.
funder.
Man, that
so,
stinks.
Yeah,
That really,
yeah.
really stinks.
Well,
and it affects Huntington also.
Yes.
Their honor flight. This funder also helped fund the Huntington honor flight.
Sure.
Also. So they're going to be short. We're going to be short. Our goal is to help Tanya to achieve hers.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's you know what? Hey, listen, we'll do what we can. Once again, call Tanya over there if you can't do anything like D-Max said.
American Airlines is great. Yeah.
Spread the word anyway. Maybe because times can be tough. Depending on what your situation is. Not we don't have money trees growing in the backyard. But you know what? $5, $10. You know what? You can do.
Yeah.
Just something to that. You could have 100 people give $10. Boom. You know
I'll
what
tell
I mean?
you what. Whatever comes up here tonight, I'll guarantee at least a match if I can see it in the comments.
Okay.
I will guarantee a match. Whatever comes up here.
Okay, so what we're going to do is take a total. DMAC made this pledge. Is that whatever the
time we
total
end
is?
the show.
It could be $50, it could be $200, it could be whatever it is.
Whatever amount.
And all you have to do, if it's $1, listen, it's $1.
Right.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, dollar counts. Yeah.
Do that. All right, that's fantastic, man. I tell you what, I had no idea up until this evening. I had never heard of the honor flight.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I haven't
absolutely a
seen
good
a
thing.
video clip long ago. Not the
It's usually
local
on
one,
the news.
but it's very touchy.
Yeah,
very,
I'm
very
sure it
touchy.
is.
Vicky McBeck just had an idea.
Okay, Vicky McBeck.
Rogan Radio needs to be there at the welcome home.
That would be awesome.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
what I
wouldn't that
was
be cool?
Thinking about
That'd
here.
be
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
on Saturday the 15th.
Yeah.
Because the Legion Riders, we're there.
Hey, now listen.
We're there when they go, and we're there when they come home.
You know what? this would be good not necessarily for this year, but for next year. Since you guys are both going, you could be correspondents, and you could basically document the entire thing from beginning through the process while coming home. And then that way, you can actually see what's happening here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
you can actually see
we got
that.
a $50
Got the first one.
Cassie Allen.
Cassie, God bless
Are
you. I
you
love you,
keeping
Cassie.
a total there?
Jennifer Heflin.
Or D-Mac.
Jenny Heflin.
Is Jenny Heflin?
That's
He's
my
in there
cousin.
too?
That's
Okay.
cousin, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy's in.
Are they is that Heflin Construction? They part of that?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Okay. I used to deliver their mail, so I wondered.
Yeah, I did for them, man.
You do now?
Brucey does now, yeah.
There we go.
The
Big
back
51.
big.
Let's go.
Rock on now.
Yay.
Once again, we're talking about sending 100 veterans over to see the memorials, starting with the World War II veterans,
DC,
and going over to DC. And listen, there's 5,000 short right now. D-Mac's going to pledge to match the entire total to get to this point. Now, we obviously, you know what, we might not get to 5,000 tonight. And the entire show's not going to be based upon that, but we're just going to make you aware.
Carol Miller, 50 for Carol.
Bring it.
50 for Vicky.
Bring it.
50 for Jennifer. 50 for Cassie.
Now you people came back out, which I don't think anybody's going to. If they're on here and they're watching us, they ain't back
But this
out.
is such a good thing because these guys, you know what, we could be, you know, we couldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for something that happened, you know, 60, 70 years ago now.
See, this is why I love this group. This is why I love this show.
Oh, man.
And this community.
Yeah, we got everybody's backs.
We, you know, everybody, we all have our issues as far as the community goes.
Oh, Puccio, bam. Sorry. I feel like this is a telethon.
Look at the show off down there. Attaboy.
But,
Love you, baby.
you know, it's things like this that actually bring the community together and show the good that a community can do.
Well, one thing about those veterans, I mean, some people said, "Hey, I'm Japanese and all," but I have experience in talking to the real World War II veterans.
Right.
They actually give us more respect than I thought it would be because
Right.
Yeah.
they want to pass that on the peace for us.
Exactly.
Sure, sure.
Not the fight.
Okay.
Right.
I
thought you were
I do
Australian.
have to do something here. You know, we
You know
are.
what? You know, real quick though, what Bruce said is a great point, and you said it, and I read this
Yes.
story not too long ago. Is that, and this had to deal with actually Vietnam. Believe it or not, Vietnam is turning into this tourist attraction, and a lot of Americans are going over to that, or that actually fought in Vietnam, going over to Vietnam, and they didn't really know what to expect when it came to the Vietnamese.
The reception.
The reception. How was it going to be? Is it going to be hostile? Is it not going to be? And then what they found out was very, very. It almost baffled them because the Vietnamese were very welcoming, because they were like, listen, I was doing what I was told to do. You did what you told to do. What you were told to do. Right. It's over now.
Talking like them now.
You know, it's over now. We can sit here and we can drink and we can party and we can talk. They never talked about the war or anything.
Right.
But they were just talking, just be human beings. And you know what? How awesome is that? That you can go through these different experiences in life. At one moment in time, you hate somebody for because somebody told you to.
for
the
whatever
most part.
reason.
Yeah, you
Politics,
never know.
that's right.
You never know.
Just because you wore different clothes.
Yeah, so that just shows that you can change, and then as you grow and with experience, and that's why young kids are full. They're eating Tide Pods, but when they're 50, they're looking back at their kids, eating battery acid, going, "What's wrong with you?" You know what I mean? It's like you have to get to that point of experience and everything, and that is awesome, is what Bruce was saying. Anyway, Chad, you were going to say something before I interrupted you.
I was going to say, look, we are all real working men around here and women.
Yeah.
No offense. So I've got to give Derek a little bit of leeway here.
All right.
Do you have a cap?
Because we got
I can see you're getting sunburned, so you need to put a hat on.
Jacob Casella just put 50 in.
Cap it at 1,000 for now. Just cap it at 1,000
for right now,
because I don't think we're going to get there.
Let's get up to that $1,000, folks. Let's prove him wrong.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
That's
prove
the
him
whole
wrong.
reason he wanted to say
That would be
awesome.
awesome.
That, right?
What's that?
Yeah, that's the whole reason he wanted to know what the cap was, so we could prove you wrong.
Yeah.
No, listen.
No, in all honesty, I would have hated like hell for
Somebody put a $20,000.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously.
In reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the next week's show, if it gets to the point, we're going to be having the same thing for Derek. It's like, we'll have Colton in here.
GoFundMe account.
He'll
We
have
need
this-
to pay Derek's
listen,
utilities.
Listen, we'll get a ukulele. We'll have Colton up there at East Point with a ukulele and a starving dog and all this. We'll have all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but no, listen. And Derek, hats off to you.
Yeah, man.
You know what? Because like I said, it's to get to just to that point. And
Right.
we're all going to do our part, obviously.
Right.
And but this is such a fantastic thing. Once again, tell me Tanya's number again, and give us a backdrop, and then we're going to move on.
It is 304-838-4363.
Okay, and we're talking about the honor flight. Once again, this is all centered around what's happening right now. They're $5,000 short. They need by Wednesday.
Well, not anymore.
And
Yeah.
everything that we get tonight as a pledge, D-Mac is going to.
I'm going to match it.
He's going to match it. And what happens
Up
is
to 1,000.
Up to $1,000. So that's basically.
Oh, $250.
$250. We got it.
Oh, Renee,
There we go.
Renee.
God.
We're writing a $1,000 check tonight.
Phew, okay, that's fantastic.
Hey, do you want to text Megan real quick?
No, I got it.
No, this is absolutely it. This is absolutely a great thing.
He'll surprise her.
And you know what? D-Mac is up there. He knows this.
Yeah.
And what's nice about D-Mac is and that's why he's part of the show. You're part of the
Yeah.
community. You do all kinds of crazy things, and you know a lot of things. We screw around on this thing all the time,
Right.
and you can't judge any single. But but this is great, man. This is
Well, I
fantastic.
mean that's the whole idea. I put money in my other account for stuff like this.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we're good.
And the fact of the matter is that I forgot about that thing.
It's a later.
Dang
That's
it!
all right.
Okay, we're going to do that next.
all right.
But yeah, man, that's fantastic. But D-Mac once again is matching everything that we get tonight as a pledge. The honor flight's $5,000 short, and we're going to try to send or get that number up there so we can send 100 veterans along with their guardians.
Uh-oh.
Right there.
Got another one.
Got another 200.
Jennifer.
We're there.
Dang!
We're gonna be there.
That's my mom. My mommy.
From
Deborah.
Flanagan.
Deborah Flanagan is my mommy.
Yep.
Thank you, Mommy.
That's
Deborah
my mommy-in-law.
That is
Mommy-in-law.
awesome.
Also, there's in the comments says who you can make your check out to. That was a question.
Okay.
Huntington
Yeah.
Honor Flight.
The
So,
Huntington Honor Flight memo should read Clarksburg.
Oh, in the memo part, put
Yes,
Clarksburg.
in the
The
memo.
put Clarksburg.
Okay,
Put
listen.
Clarksburg Honor Flight.
Listen, folks, if you're not paying attention to the donations that we've got here right now, we are only $200 away from that $1,000 cap that
Bam.
that Derek put out
$200
there.
more dollars for a $1,000 cap.
Now listen, we're not
So-
asking for somebody to just
that
send
would
another
actually
$200.
be-
Bam.
That would actually be $2,000.
It would be
out
a
of the
total of
5,000.
$2,000
Yeah.
being donated tonight.
200 short.
This feels like a Jerry Lewis telephone.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
but you know
stinking
what?
awesome.
Yeah, but you know what? Those are little favor. Those good stuff. You usually pass it on to
Well,
the
you know what?
generations.
And that's
you
what
know.
I'm saying.
Pay
These
it
guys,
forward.
and that's what I'm talking about. This
Exactly.
the entire thing is, we're a bunch of dipshits sitting in the studio that we could not have done anything like this if it wasn't for something that happened 70 years ago, like my grandfather.
Yeah.
He didn't see two of his kids born because he was over in Europe. You know what? And to give that sacrifice and this organization, all they want to do is fly them over so they can kind of see what, the appreciation that, say, our generation or the generation before us is actually doing for them. Because, sometimes you forget that kind of stuff.
We could be
Or you don't
speaking
see
this
that.
show in German.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good, right?
And see, that's another thing. My granddad was in World War II, and he never did get to go to D.C.
Yeah.
He never got to see any of that kind of stuff. And I kind
Right.
of wish that he did.
Sure.
I mean, he earned that right to be able to
That's
stand
right.
there in front of that monument.
That's right.
And we,
Especially at World War II monument.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a absolutely great cause, and I'm hoping for the last $200
We're gonna get it.
at least.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Absolutely
We
fantastic.
can revisit it before we end the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm
I've got names, and I'm doing tallies out.
you know what? I'm almost kind of spellbound because we know.
Bam. There it is.
There it is.
There.
And
Yay.
All right.
That's the last $200.
There's another 50.
We're over.
Ding, 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 ding,
We're
ding, ding,
over
ding,
now.
ding,
Susie said,
We're over it. Busting now.
Dang, God.
Susie Watkins, thank you. Annette, thank you.
You
Listen,
guys rock.
just because we've reached Derek's cap does
Antoinette.
not mean
Hey,
that
and then,
we're done.
I love Antoinette to
The
death.
podcast will hit tomorrow, and you don't know who's listening all over the world.
Bub
Right,
Collins.
right.
true,
Well,
too.
Yeah.
Another 100 just came in.
Well,
Bam.
here's another thing. The people don't have to be like a,
Oh,
$50
Bob.
a time, and
Thank you,
$5,
Bob.
$10 a time. It's fine too, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every dollar
That's right.
counts.
Every dollar counts.
Bub's
That's
a
right.
great guy.
Now,
Thanks,
here's a
Bub.
question, Tanya, if you're listening. I'm sorry, I keep messing your name up. But if you end up being over does that money roll over to next year?
Great question.
To add on to next year?
I believe that's how it happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now listen.
But I mean, she'll tell us for sure. But I do believe that's how it works.
You're going to take the camera. You're going to take the camera, both of you are, and you're going to document this thing from beginning to the end.
All right.
And you're going to talk to people, and you're going to see them. You're going to get the reaction, and we're going to put something together. But we want people to see what this does. I mean, because we want to see it. So
don't forget, we got a guy to take care of, too.
Hey, you know what?
Well, you do have that.
When you get to go, talk to the American pilots.
Yeah.
Most of them are the retired military people.
Yeah.
Really?
And they're great. They're great people.
Awesome.
Great people.
Man. Shoo-wee.
Excellent.
I don't even know where to stop now.
Tanya
right
says,
on.
yes, this just pays for the flight. We still have shirts and so much to pay for.
Yeah.
There we go.
Excellent.
But to get them there is the main thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep the flow going. Move on to the next one.
Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, Bob.
And like I said, just because we've reached Derek's cap does not mean that we can't keep donating throughout the rest of
That's
the night,
right.
people.
Yeah.
We want to see the names come through.
Shoo-wee, man. I tell you what. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I like that music.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what to do. Listen, here's
Let's shift gears.
let me
Let's
tell
shift
you.
gears.
Let me tell you.
He's starstruck.
Well, let me tell you. Oh, okay.
No, I knew.
I'm going to tell you a personal story. We're going to break it up for a second.
I knew that was going. I shouldn't have used.
Let me tell you how my weekend's been. Okay, and this is why, because when everybody comes in for the first couple times, I tell everybody new is that you're going to have this fog of broadcasting thing. Is that everything happens so fast and it's hard to keep up in your brain because you're listening and it's just hard. It's just hard, and you have to think of it as you're not talking to like the Facebook people or the YouTube people or the world for that fact. You have to consider it. You're just talking to your friends sitting around drinking beer on the deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you have to think of it. But it's hard to do that, right? Which we have proven time and time again.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway,
Focus.
so this is how my weekend is because right now I'm having this fog of broadcasting thing going on. Started out on Friday night. We go down to Braxton County. We watch Lincoln because the girls are in the Lincoln band. We watch Lincoln High School against Braxton in a football game. So when we get up the next morning, then we had the parade at Frontier Days Parade in Shinston. And we immediately, listen, the parade's not heaving over because we tell the girls, the band's first, listen, we have to be at Pittsburgh at 4 o'clock. I-79 is full of like road construction, which the day that they can figure out how to do that without any delays, I'll be very happy. But anyhow, we're going to go to Pittsburgh. We're going to watch the Steelers and the Titans because Michelle's in love with the Titans. Now, listen, she loves the Tennessee Titans, the old Houston Oilers. Listen, I love Clash of the Titans. You know, I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
You know, just because that one little nude scene.
Remember the Titans?
You know, Remember the Titans was a good one. So we went up to
I
Pittsburgh.
bet she's a Titan.
Tighten up, big boy.
Listen, you can't- there's nothing tight about Michelle at all. I don't know why she likes them.
That wasn't even funny.
Titans. T-I-T.
Look at that look. Look at that look.
T-I-T-A-N.
I know. You know that divorce thing you talked about?
No.
Yeah,
T-I-T-A-N Titan.
Here's a
You
pin.
you never lived in Tennessee. Listen.
Or
you
used to.
have no
You
roots.
best keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Rogan Radio.
So that's
Expect radio to return next week. in the regular
Michelle
scheduled
just
time.
gave you the machine gun kitty look. You know what she did?
Wake up.
So after the game yesterday, there was a relief for Puerto Rico from the hurricanes they got busted in with. So happens we have a person that was down
Oh,
there
you're
to
not
remain
even telling
nameless.
The story I thought you were going to
Yeah,
tell.
no, I'm going to.
Oh.
And it was the rock reggae
like,
and relief thing that they had up in Pittsburgh last night for funds
Which
to
was
get out of port. It was absolutely awesome.
Amazing.
And then we wake up this morning. We go to the Pittsburgh Zoo, which we haven't been, and then all of a sudden we're back here about 15 minutes before we get on the air. Something like that. Pretty close.
Busy,
To that.
busy.
Wait, should I tell my story first or no?
Now, which are you talking about the story about you like giving goo eyes and blowing kisses and having a player there from the Titans grab it, whatever his name.
I intentionally bought tickets right at the tunnel from where the Titans players go in and out. I do that intentionally.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got hand slaps. I got the.
Oh yeah.
I got all that. That's my whole point. Like that's what makes it worth it.
Ropes.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, this morning, that doesn't even compare to Chuck
No.
Rogan this morning.
No.
Because
Oh.
we stay downtown Pittsburgh.
Now
okay?
wait a minute.
So, no,
You
Wait,
talking?
wait.
No.
You let her tell her story.
No.
Everybody wants to hear hear me.
Yes.
They don't want to
Yes.
hear you.
Dang it! This is bullshit. I'm in protest.
Wait, okay.
Oh, we had a
protest.
protest
Listen,
on the wedding.
somebody
night.
pay her. How much did Trump pay? Listen, get Cohen on the phone. We're going to pay you off.
They just like me better. They like me better. Okay. Anyways, this morning, I'm trying to have coffee with my husband. We walk outside where we're staying, right
We're staying
downtown.
at down on
Hilton.
on Forbes Avenue in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so last night, like the whole entire Forbes Avenue was shut down for the relief, the reggae festival,
Rock and
which
reggae.
was Well, this morning we get up and we walk down and everything's gone.
He's gonna drown
Everything's
himself.
gone. So we're walking down the street with our coffee, just a leisurely stroll because the girls, Mia's still sleeping. Erica wants to go back to bed. This is after breakfast. So we go down and they're having yoga.
All right.
Outside yoga in the
Yes,
market
they are.
square.
Yes, they
now,
are.
Feel free to pass that around,
there-
so.
this was not like little. This was about 300
There
people.
were about
yoga.
300 people in the market there in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
they
doing
brought,
yoga.
They brought their mats, and so all of a sudden, I
Well.
look over.
Yeah.
I asked Chuck a question, and I didn't get a response. They're doing this thing where they're like on their hands with their feet, but their butts are straight up in
Downward
the air.
dog.
Touching the
Downward
toes.
facing
I don't
dog.
Downward dog.
Okay, I don't yoga, so I don't know.
How do you know?
But I just know
Wow.
that there were 300 butts in the air, and my husband was starstruck.
Wow.
Well,
He was drooling.
Chocolate
No.
starfish.
just remember this.
He was drooling.
No, what I was doing was I'm thinking about getting healthy, and I'm thinking about and I'm thinking to myself, I'm almost 48 years old now, and I have not done a lot of things in my life to make myself healthy. I need to stay young.
Right.
I need to join yoga.
Right.
That and Pilates.
I've never seen my
So-
husband so interested in yoga.
Listen, well, I
I'm
looked over.
shocked.
I looked over and I see 300 young tight asses, and they're doing all this. And I'm
Oh, and listen.
Oh,
Listen,
so
this is the best
it's a
thing.
misunderstanding, like when you saved the cell phone that one time.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they had like the little leotards on, that was one thing. But when they wore those shorts that are kind of like
Short
runner
little-
shorts,
yeah.
when you bend over and do that position that Jimmy talked about, the yoga or
Downward
whatever,
facing dog.
those flip up
Yeah.
over top of your butt cheeks.
Oh.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Listen, don't let the fact that you were attracted to women doing
So-
yoga
so listen.
take away from my fact that I want to get healthy.
So we walk after he's finished, and I bring him back around to reality, and we're going back to. I'm like, come on, baby, it's time to go. So we're walking back to the hotel room, and I said, can I see your phone? He said, well, yeah. Why? I said, I just need to see your phone. Hit his photos. There they were. Picture after picture. Busted.
No one would ever believe that people in Pittsburgh were so healthy. You know what?
You just wanted to tell us.
Absolutely. I was.
He had that thing on burst.
I
shot,
think
didn't
what
he?
I
And he
think.
brought proof. There's proof.
Well, I think what we need to do is find somebody that does yoga around here and bring them in, and they can stand right there on that table and show us all the different maneuvers.
All I know is the last thing he said was, I love this place. We're staying here every
Listen,
time
I
we come to
have,
Pittsburgh.
I have never been. I'll be quite honest with you. I hate driving around Pittsburgh. I hate it. I
He
absolutely hate it.
loves the Hilton.
But I'm telling you what. One thing, Forbes Avenue Marketplace, legit. We're staying there every single day for the rest of our lives.
it doesn't matter. It does not matter where you get your appetite as long as you eat at home.
Yeah. That's
you
right.
go.
You can window shop.
Yep.
You just can't buy nothing.
That's right.
That's right.
Mm.
If he's got to get his appetite to eat at home, then he's not eating at home.
Well, that one kind of backfired a little bit.
Thanks, fellas, for putting me in the doghouse. I was just wanting to get healthy.
Yoga man.
Like you needed any
That's
help.
all I
I'm
wanted.
talking about a diet.
And you were
Well, there you go.
You were just all you were doing by taking those pictures was making sure that you had the technique down properly. I
Well,
know
you don't
that.
want to hurt yourself, right, Chad? So you have
That's
to.
right.
Listen, it's all about stretching. I mean,
Yeah,
have
stretching.
you ever thought about doing yoga? Have you ever
Actually,
thought about doing
It's
Pilates?
actually a lot of fun.
done
It is. It would be a lot of fun. I can
Done it.
absolutely see that.
I would like to do yoga.
And
I've
you know
done
what?
it. It's actually tougher than you think. You
It
actually
is.
sweat
It is.
doing it.
Chuck did mental yoga this morning.
And I'm telling you what. I am telling you what. At that point, I was like, listen, Pittsburgh people do not like West Virginia people. I understand that. It's always been like that. They can put me at the back of the line. And you know what? I won't say a word. There will be no EEOs. I'll sign up for the class. Put me in the back of the class so nobody knows
Of
I'm there. I'll
course
be a
in the back.
second-class citizen, and it will be okay.
Okay.
So we're even. From
Yeah. Well, we
the
never
starstruck thing.
actually
We're
told you.
even.
She was up there with Mariachi, that the quarterback.
Mariota.
Whatever
So
it is.
horrible with
Mariachi. Listen.
He's like the mariachi band. I'm
She
like,
was
no,
like-
babe, his name is Mariota.
She got to touch him, and she goes, I'm never washing this hand again. I'm like, what?
Listen, I was so
You live with the
Listen.
alcohol junk, and you're telling me Mariachi touches your hand, and all of a sudden you're not going to. I said the guy hasn't won a preseason game all year. It wasn't like Ben Roethlisberger, and she went, well, Ben Roethlisberger would grab me by the throat and threw me in a closet. You would have saw me.
Yeah, we
Maybe.
Had some things about that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're not into that? I don't know.
Listen, I was so starstruck, and I can't believe this has happened to me, but Mariota was the last player out of the tunnel at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
The very last player. Everybody came through, and we waited and waited. Here he comes. I'm like, oh, my God, girls. I'm telling you. Here he comes. Here he comes. Okay, get your here he comes. So he comes up, and he runs by, and of course, I'm yelling like a mad woman, and I'm telling him I love him. I want to marry him, have his babies. Like, whatever he wants. I want to have your babies. I don't even know who you are.
Whoa.
So he runs by, and I go up to Chuck.
Doesn't she look like somebody in love right there? Because I took pictures of it all.
She does. While she's looking at mariachi, that's a look she had on her face.
Doesn't
And
she
when
look-
she says, hey, get ready,
that's-
ladies, there's two ladies right next to her, right? She's not talking
And
about.
the first thing
that's
I
not
s-
like a euphemism for something else.
But the first thing I said to Chuck when I come back to our seats was, he's not playing. He goes, what do you mean he's not playing? I say, he's not padded up. He's not, he had his jersey
Suited
on,
up, because
but
she
he's
knows
not
all the
suited
cool
up.
terms.
And he said, well, what do you mean, babe? And I said, he's not suited up. He's not playing. I was so disappointed. Well, in all reality, I went back and watched the video that I took of him coming out of the tunnel. After he gets on the field,
Yeah.
and Chuck's like, isn't that him out there? And I went, oh, my God, he's playing. How'd he get his pads on so quick? So I go back and I watch the video of him coming out of the tunnel. He had his pads on the whole time. I was like,
Listen, she was she's such a big Tennessee's non-Titan fan that what was great about it. I said, well, okay, so Mariachi, he's not going to be the quarterback. And I said, who's number 8? And she goes, oh, hell, I don't know. She pulls out her phone and starts looking. She goes, oh, that's Marcus Mariachi. And I'm like,
Mariachi.
And I'm like,
I knew his number.
A lot of Italians on that
You know, the
team.
problem is,
I know.
she
Yeah, I
didn't-
saw
the problem is she never got high enough to see the number on this guy because they're all wearing these yoga pants. Hence why I want to be in yoga. They're all wearing these sport yoga bicycle pants. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's all Chuck needs to do to get my wife's attention is start doing yoga.
I've known his number ever since he started. The thing was,
Well, he's probably had your number
I
too,
was
doesn't he?
confused. Oh, he's got my number.
What?
I yelled it through the tunnel, whether he caught it or not. I don't know.
No, but
I
70 other ones do.
I don't know if you want to go tit for tat with her, bro.
Listen, I don't have tits yet, but I will say this. No, I guess I do. It's funny you say that. It's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because we're looking at the gorillas today at the Pittsburgh Zoo. When's the last time you've been at the Pittsburgh Zoo?
It's been
you guys been? It's been a while.
I've never been there.
I don't know if I ever have.
My mom was
Oh,
supposed
you
to
gotta
take me
take your
one time.
kids,
Kind of
Jack.
like SeaWorld?
Kind of like
You blame
SeaWorld.
everything on your mom.
Well, true. Yeah. See, never got to go to SeaWorld.
So we're sitting there, we're looking at the gorillas, and what's really cool about the gorillas is they had a wife gorilla and they had the husband gorilla.
Oh, they get married? That's cool.
Well, no, they did because they had their little baby, and she was scratching his back, and he was holding the kid, and all this kind of stuff. It was really
Like they
bizarre
traded
because
off.
it was just like a real like watching people. So, but he's sitting there, he's sitting there like this, and he's got his man tits hanging, man
know where
boobs
you're
hanging
going
out.
with this.
Well, absolutely,
These
because I'm going to
stories
tell
could
it.
last the whole show.
Oh no, they
so-
most certainly can.
Okay,
I just want
whatever.
everybody to
I got one
know
every time you got
that
one.
when I kick your. Okay, good, because I'm going to up you on this one.
Okay,
now.
no, because I got the one.
I don't know if you can go tit for tat for her.
So I'm sitting there, and she goes, "Oh, look, Chuck." And I said, "What?" She goes, "Look at that gorilla." And this gorilla's hanging there, and he's got these big flabby tits and stuff because he hasn't been climbing in trees and stuff for a long time, obviously, because he's got a kid. He don't have time to do what he likes. He has to all sit around and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know
no
what I mean?
kidding. That's
Sitting
not
around
right.
watching movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's eating Cheetos all the time.
Yeah, man boobs.
Yeah. So she
The
goes,
gorilla.
the man, he had man boobs.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, he looks a lot like, or you look a lot like him with your shirt off.
No way.
And now
Whoa, whoa,
listen,
whoa.
this gorilla can wear a size C, mind you. And because they're hanging down to his knees because he's not fit anymore because he doesn't have to.
Because he doesn't deliver mail anymore?
We're gonna back up. We're gonna back up 1 second, and then we're closing this because we could go all night with this stuff. But you've got to remember the comment that was made 5 minutes prior to that.
I don't remember anything.
We left the elephant reservation
Yeah.
to go to the gorilla
Yeah,
reservation.
that's true. We
and
did.
they had an elephant out there, and they had a sign up that said $10 to get your picture taken with an elephant.
Yeah.
So I said, babe, do you want to pay $10 and get a family photo with this elephant? Like you can stand right beside it and pet it? And he said, why do I want to do that when I can get a selfie with an elephant for free? Because we had just taken a selfie.
Oh.
We had just taken a selfie.
See what I did there?
Yeah, no, I see what you did there.
So that comment was prior to the ape.
Well, then maybe you might have deserved that.
But what
Yeah.
she didn't realize is I'm friends with the people that own Hoskaflators up there in Kingwood.
Okay.
So I'm friends with the Hoskaflator people.
It's hoe batters, man.
Hoe batters.
Listen, we're not talking about hoes and bats and all this stuff. We're talking about Hoskaflators, and it's with the zoo, and they have elephants. And I was going to go up there and say I can do that for free, babe. And it's all of a sudden she takes it personal and tells me I have gorilla tits.
Saving money.
That's what I'm saying.
Saving money, getting healthy. My goodness gracious.
You told me you weren't going to pay $10
It was a
to take a
productive
picture with an
weekend.
elephant because you have one every time you want one for free.
Well, that's
You have met your match, Mr.
Hey, you know what?
Rogan.
Hey, speaking
I
of
see,
money.
I see.
Yes.
I can
Yeah.
go right in the middle. Okay, yoga pants, football pants, tight ass, even. All right.
All even.
Yeah,
Even
it's
playing
even.
around.
We had another donation. CJ Heflin put in 50.
there we
Thank
go.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Heflin.
Where we at?
That's fantastic.
We are actually up just on personal donations off there, $1,200.
$1,200. And then my
And then
$1,000.
his match of $1,000.
That's
So
$2,200.
Almost halfway there.
Almost
Yeah.
halfway.
Let's make it halfway
And
there.
like I said, the podcast hits tomorrow, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a break from all this Chuck bashing going on.
That's what it is.
Now listen, we have a top 10 list tonight. We're going to get
We
to
got a
that.
new top 10 list.
We have which one's the new
It's
one?
on your Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Chuck, you want to do that?
Oh
Let's
yeah, I'm
do
glad
that
you
while we're
said
getting
that.
ready, yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay,
Hey,
as
and
we
also
mentioned earlier.
Don't forget, we got to do the folds of honor.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we
we
got to
do.
get to that. It's going to be a long show. Well,
Yeah,
it's going to be a long.
it's
one
gonna be
goes
a
We
little
may
longer.
forego the
Let's
top
go
10
ahead.
list.
Yeah, this one.
Now listen.
Yeah.
Listen. First of all, last week that Darren and Cindy they were married and happy bless for the rest of their lives. God love you all. God love you all. And so
Something's
anyway,
bad's coming.
Bruce. Well, we did not do.
You know us so well.
So Bruce said, Bruce comes tonight, and Bruce, you go ahead and continue the story.
This better
Well-
not be a picture of Todd's ass.
Well, I just thought that I wanted to some surprise for Cindy Then I thought, wow, why would it be good? So I just made it up something that it might turn you on in a different manner. And I kept the picture of Darren being totally naked. So you go ahead.
I can open this.
Yeah, you can
Open don't show him yet, but you understand what I mean. Him and being naked.
Uh-oh.
You see what I mean?
Brucey got the little wedding gift.
Yeah, he's gonna get mad at me, but
For
show
Cindy.
it to him anyway.
Hey, we got to see that.
Yeah,
I totally recognize it.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Naked D.
Oh, yeah.
But
You know what? That's good. You got it when he was
my
shaved.
God.
Right after he shaved himself. He manscaped.
That's when prior he had a surgery to take
Yeah.
the pain off of his neck. But I just thought
Hey,
it just
that right there is a once in a lifetime picture.
I still have it.
That's why
That
she's
is so
putting it on her
awesome.
nightstand.
Oh,
That
my
is so
God.
awesome.
Like a prison mugshot.
Look at that.
Oh, my God. Look at that.
If I
That
would
is awful.
listen, if you played for the Titans, I'd have to hold that in front of my face, Darren. Oh my,
You're just
that's a
jealous.
good one.
Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome.
Once again, we have a full
Oh,
house
my
tonight.
God.
That is fantastic.
That is awful.
Shoo-wee,
Thanks,
man.
Bruce.
Well, let's talk about real quick. You and Carol went down to Disney. Now, we haven't been down there. Now, tell us a little bit in a synopsis. We like Star Wars, and I didn't think Avatar was going to be that big of a deal. However, you went there, and tell us more. We know Star Wars is going to be awesome. Tell us a little bit about the Avatar stuff. Because the thing is, and I'm going to preface it by saying this, I did not understand why Disney was delaying everything Star Wars for this Avatar junk. I'm like, no one cares about Avatar. Show me Star Wars.
In all honesty, there are some Avatar fanatics out there. Carol, what was the
I like it. It's no
wait
Star
time
Wars.
recorded?
Right.
For that,
The longest wait time for the flight of the Banshee ride is over 6 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
6
Do they have a
hours?
fast pass for that?
But yeah, but that's the standby line is 6 hours.
Now explain
That's
to
a
us.
standby
That's crazy.
Explain exactly what that is.
Okay, the standby line is when you go down.
Or the flight of the Banshee.
Oh, the flight of the Banshee. It is actually like the avatars in the movie actually climb on top of these winged creatures and connect with them, and they use them as flight around Pandora. Well, what this ride is basically you are matched to an avatar who is already sitting on one of these Banshees. Okay.
Are you wearing like goggles or anything like VR?
They actually give you 3D glasses to put on. Now, what you end up doing is you climb onto this thing. You're like on what I would consider to be like a futuristic kind of motorcycle. Then all of a sudden, pads come in behind your calves. Then another pad comes up behind your back. They take your face that they're seeing in the camera right there on this little machine, and they take the avatar's face, and all of a sudden you feel like little zaps and pricks and all kinds of stuff. And it's supposed to be like you are meshing with your avatar.
Now, while Chad's talking about this, I want you to watch the screen because I got the ride right up here.
Okay. Now, all of a sudden, whenever you fully morph into being into this avatar, everything goes black and a bunch of flashes of light.
And I think we just saw that on the screen, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. That's when the ride starts.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's what you were talking about, Chad. Straight down.
Straight down.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the ride right there. You are actually riding on one of those things through the 3D glasses. Now, what you don't seem to understand is there is 16 people in a row, and there are 6 rows at different levels.
Wow.
Yeah, so you are like stacked 4 stories on top of people. If you look to your right, you can see them all.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Like
that's
if you
neat.
turn your head to the right, you can see like them on their flying creature
Yeah,
things.
you can actually see the people if you look to the side of the glasses, but
Right.
if you look through the corner of the actual glasses,
Right.
you can see other people on their avatar.
That's amazing.
Like I was on number 16 on the top tier. Carol was on number 15. I actually could look to my right and see Carol's avatar on top of her Banshee.
Right.
Okay.
That is neat.
Let me tell you something.
Oh man, I don't know if I would. I don't know
If
how that would make
anybody
me
has
feel.
ever went to Epcot Center and gotten on Soarin',
Yeah, Soarin's great.
okay, if you think Soarin's great,
that's
that's
Soarin'
Soarin'
on
on
steroids.
steroids.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, it is absolutely fantastic.
But it gives you. You feel like you're really flying.
You
this thing,
really
don't
Oh
feel
yeah,
like-
because not
because-
only
Oh,
can
look at
you
that.
feel the wind, you can smell the ocean, you
Yeah.
can smell the
so they do
dirt,
all- they-
you
they-
can smell the
They
grass.
get all your emotions.
Oh yeah, when it like stops, you'll see it land on a rock. You can feel it breathe.
Oh, wow.
In your
Yeah,
thighs.
between your legs, the machine that you're sitting on.
You'll like that.
It-
Chad.
Oh yeah,
Actually
you can
spreads
feel it
it-
breathe.
It makes you actually feel like you're on top
Yeah,
of the
and-
dragon or the banshee,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
thing's kind of breathing.
That's pretty badass.
And there's
when
one point
it
where it
snorts,
snorts.
Really?
you can feel it vibrate from deep within it, and you can actually feel it snort.
You know, Disney does. They spare no expense.
No,
when
they
it
do.
comes to
Oh,
They really
Let
do.
me tell you something. The screen where they kind of push you out just a little bit. The screen is actually 5 stories high.
Nuts.
Wow.
Yes.
Every
Nuts.
bit of 1,000 feet wide.
Every bit.
I'm
So
telling you.
1,000 feet's a hell of a wide screen.
Let me tell you something. It took us 95 minutes standing in line to get up there.
No
And it was worth every
Dang.
freaking
Yeah, it was like
minute.
making laps of the Coliseum in Morgantown. I mean,
Really?
the
That
inside
is
of that place
crazy.
is epically long.
And let me tell you something. Whoever the engineers are that plan the path out for the lines, the waiting lines, they use every freaking square inch of the interior of that thing to cram as many people as they possibly can.
That's like
Absolutely.
Cedar Point, same way.
And
That's awesome.
the one thing with the Pandora, which I'm wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do it with Star Wars as well. The waiting lines are so long. They actually have water bottle filling stations
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
placed inside
Yeah.
there. You can actually take, because you could get in line, drink through a whole water bottle, sipping on it, and still only be halfway through the line.
They need
Well, do they have a
bathrooms along the
bathroom?
way.
Yeah, gotta
Yeah,
be
that's
somewhere.
the one
That
thing
water's
they
got to
don't
come
have.
out.
But that is one thing that it does have a sign. There's 2 rides over there, and both of them have a sign that says, "No bathrooms beyond this point."
Ah, yeah.
You get out of line,
You don't
You
get
start
your place
all back
back.
Well, see, that's why I've never wanted to go to Times Square, like when they drop the ball,
Oh, dude.
because you can't. You get in, they kind of corral you into this thing, and once you're in, you're in. You can't get
Yeah.
out.
And you
obviously,
have a
because
small bladder, Chuck.
well, no, my bladder's big. I don't. When I pee, man, I pee.
You do. He's like that. You know
but
what?
I pee all the time, and I pee a lot.
He's like that guy in.
It's all about the flow, baby.
All
about the flow.
What's that one movie with Tom Hanks where he was a baseball coach for the chicks? Remember League of Their Own?
Oh, yeah, League of Their Own.
Remember when Tom Hanks comes in that morning, he's all hungover and he starts peeing.
Oh,
And
yeah,
peeing.
yeah.
Listen,
It doesn't stop.
I don't
And
pee for
peeing.
2 seconds. I pee for like 4 minutes.
And peeing.
I've never heard so much talk about flow
peeing.
in my entire life.
You know, why don't you
And
go
peeing.
flow your ass over to the Titan training camp?
Hey,
See what kind of
are you
autographs
gonna
you can
fund
get.
it?
Oh, you know what? There's nothing fun about funding. You're
Yeah.
going to the Titan camp.
Oh.
That was ridiculous. I haven't seen a smile on your
You
face.
mentioned it.
I have not seen a smile on your face since we got married that big. I couldn't believe it.
On your honeymoon?
No, on our wedding day. Honeymoon was more of a frown.
Disappointed.
She realized how much she got suckered.
Disappointed.
I love your guts, Michelle.
Love your guts.
Anyway, let's go. What's going to be the top 10 list?
let's do
Which one's going
Top
to be?
10 ways to get rid of a telemarketer.
Top 10 ways, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be our top 10 list, and we're going to get to the Folds of Honor, which is going to be also a fantastic deal going on. Top 10. Tonight's top 10 list live from Rogan Radio.
Top 10 ways to get rid of a telemarketer.
At number 10, yeah, I could use a credit card, but I just filed for bankruptcy.
Wonk, wonk, wonk. Number 9. What are you wearing right now?
Nice.
Nice. Number 8. Jim?
I don't have it.
I don't either. I'm looking for it.
Okay. Go ahead. Who's
See
going
it. What number are
I'll
we
read
on?
number 8.
Number 8. Go ahead, Michelle.
You'll have to repeat number 9 first, Todd Beck.
Number 9. What are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing Todd Beck's underwear.
Oh, but Todd doesn't wear underwear.
Oh.
Just saying.
At number 7, Chad.
How do you spell your name? Your company name? Any kids?
Yeah.
Nice. At number 6, at the top 10 things you could say to a telemarketer to get rid of them. Oh my God, I haven't seen you since high school. And then you just go ahead and say, you know what? How's your car doing? You have a car? I mean, how's the kids? How's the family? Is she still what going? I mean, is she still like that floozy,
Yeah.
you know? Or I mean, how's she doing?
Yeah, number 5. Top 10 ways to get rid of a telemarketer. Ah! Oh my God, I have to go. I gotta hang up.
Yeah.
Number 4, this will be Brucey's.
Which one?
Number 4.
What? I can hear you.
Yeah.
I should have said that. I speak no English.
Nice, that's a good one too.
That's good, Bruce.
At number 3 of the top 10 ways to get rid of a telemarketer. Carol, why don't you read number 3?
Can you speak very slowly? I have to write it all down.
Nice.
Number 2, Chad Puccio.
Can you fax this to me? 304-727-8585.
Is that a real?
8675309.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Chad, Chuck, let's do number 1 for you because this is
Yeah, you're gonna need
this
that
is
one.
you, buddy, right here.
That's not nice.
I'm sorry.
That
You're
is
gonna
not
need
nice.
that.
Go ahead, Chuck. Number 1.
The number 1 way to get rid of a telemarketer, just say this. Hey, I'm under house arrest. Could you bring me some beer?
Woo, how did you do that?
Yeah, it's what you call.
How did you do that, Chuck?
I tell you what, that is what you call professionalism.
Oh,
That's right.
man. Wow.
Did you say I suck?
No.
That's what it sounded like. It's like you suck.
No, you are super, super good.
That's top 10 ways. Anyway, hey, there's another thing we want to inform you about. It's called the Folds of Honor. It's happening September 2nd, which is coming up this Sunday, and it's basically a golf tournament. Go ahead and have you guys heard about this thing yet?
Yeah, I actually got I have the same flyer in the mail. Unfortunately, I got to work that Saturday.
Gesundheit, Jimmy. Can you
Oh,
work the
that's on
microphone?
Sunday, September.
This is on Sunday.
2nd. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's $70 per person, or it's what $250 per team.
$280.
$280 team. It's shotgun starts at 1 p.m. and it's a 4-man scramble style golf tournament. So that's a really good thing. It's going to raise a bunch of money there, and hopefully that they'll have a really, really, really good turnout.
Yeah.
Well, there's only 36 teams that'll be accepted, so first come, first served.
And Bell Meadows.
It's once again at Bell Meadows. What actually the entire tournament's about is that they help disabled vets or families that have vets that have been or deceased vets, and they help their kids either through college. They help to basically support the family because when say if you're a provider, and it's hard to say in the right words without kind of being stupid because we're
right.
But you kind of understand this year though they're currently helping, or as I said, as of right now they're currently helping 13 kids of vet families or disabled vets going to go to college.
Yeah.
And so this is one of those kind of deals. This is what kind of helps the organization move it along to actually do their part. Once again, there are 36 teams that come. It's first come, first serve. It's basically a golf tournament. It happens this Sunday at Bell Meadows. And if you want any information on this, you can call Bell Meadows at 304-623-3701, or you can call Sable himself, Mike Lane, 304-709-9372. Just be. We'll put a post up on the Rogan Radio page. Just be sure to share that. They're still looking for some corporate sponsors in their own right. But there's going to be all kinds of different things go on throughout the day, like golf tournaments normally have. They have like the hole-in-one kind of deal.
The longest putt, closest to chip
There's
contest,
a silent auction going
autographs.
on. Yeah.
Dave Dietrich says that they have a Black Hawk Landing
That's what I was just gonna
and United States Marine Corps Honor Guard there to do colors.
Hey, listen, this is
so if they get a chance to go just to be there.
Listen,
to see that.
Hey, Dave, we're going to give you about. You're going to get a call from us before you even know this. Call Dave up. We're going to call Dave up. He'll be a much better advocate on.
While
to
we're
give us
waiting on that,
details.
back to that top 10 list.
Yeah.
Christopher Griffith. He said, "How about saying 911? Where's your emergency?"
Oh, that's a good one.
That is good.
Hey, listen, that's a good one. Because Mia had one. She got a call from Jamaica. It was a Jamaican number. Now, you have to watch this if you have a cell phone. You get these strange numbers all the time. She gets a strange number. She called it back. Well, guess what happened?
What? That now they...
You got charged international.
I got international
rates.
call rates.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm
Of
like, you
course.
got to be kidding me.
Yes, she did.
We're going to call Dave up. We're going to talk about the Folds of Honor here. We're going to get some better details. Once again, coming up this weekend.
Hello.
Dave, what's happening, baby?
Hold on there. You there?
Yeah, man. Tell us about the Folds of Honor real quick, because you're going to have much better details. We tried to get Sable in the studio tonight, but he wasn't available.
I know. I called his wife. She don't know where he's at either half the time. So. Anyway, you hit it right on the head there. We do have 13 dependents on scholarship here in West Virginia. We've been raising money for the last 2 or 3 months. We got some great gifts to give away. I think there's going to be a prize on every hole.
Oh, fantastic!
So we've got, I know we got a recliner for closest to the pin. We have a $10,000 hole-in-one competition, a $2,500 putting competition.
Wow.
We got Henry Rifle that donated a beautiful Folds of Honor rifle.
Awesome.
My brother actually owns Pearson Archery. He donated a bow, so we're going to give that away.
Awesome,
shirts, hats, golf towels. If you're playing, Muriel's is going to feed us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're just waiting to hear. I know Donnie Davison just messaged me and said they're not going to be able to make it. They're going to be out of town, but we're waiting on 2 other individuals to call us back. So we're going to have some live music, and would love to have the Rogan Radio show there.
Well, I tell you what, man, you never know what's going to happen, Dave. We'll work something out, and maybe we can get that going on. What time are you guys going to actually start the shindig off next weekend?
We're probably we're gonna be out there about 11 o'clock. We've invited the junior ROTC programs from all over Harrison County there to help us. The recruiters are going to be there from the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. They're giving us some stuff to give away. The Army, I know, is going to bring their pull-up bar, and they're going to, like, for the kids there, if you can do 5 pull-ups, they're going to throw you a T-shirt.
Well,
whoever wants to participate in that.
No, I can't even do 5 pull-ups myself.
Listen, when you said the Army was going to bring their bar up, I was ready to drink, man. I was like, yeah.
Well, You know Sable, he'll have a mobile bar somewhere.
Absolutely, he will.
But there'll be shots of fireball for everybody.
Sure will.
That's it. Hey, we need them. We need them all. We got a casino hole. We've got it covered. We really do. It's going to be a fantastic time. I hope each and every one of you just come out to look and be there for the Marine Corps Honor Guard to come out, present callers. We got a girl coming in to sing the national anthem. Fantastic time it's going to be.
Listen, Dave, you have a lot of stuff going on out there, man. I mean, how many years have you guys been actually putting this on?
This is the very first one.
No way! And you're already strong.
Westford, it's me and Mike Lane. That's all that's in it right now. But we invite any veteran or anybody to come and help us. West Virginia doesn't have a chapter. We're becoming a chapter. So we want to go out and we want to show the Folds of Honor corporate, I guess. They're a nonprofit, but they got the upper echelon.
Sure.
We want to show them that West Virginia, even we have more veterans per capita than anybody else in the United States.
Absolutely.
So we are going to be proud and loud. Let's put it that way. So we're going to do everything we can to make this the best ever, year in and year out. And I told what was her name from the honor flight?
Tanya Caton.
Yeah. Tanya.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe me and Mike and her can sit down and try to work something out to help them next year as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. And what would be great, Dave, is like this support group, and that's what's really cool is what we're doing. We're talking about things, and then maybe an organization you didn't know about or didn't know about you, and then all of a sudden you guys can kind of come together a little bit, kind of work things out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's because bike rides are really good about doing that.
Yeah.
And you know what, veterans
now.
There's so many veterans now coming off the Gulf Wars, and with this would be fantastic.
I'm telling you now. I know. I talked to Clifford Chingleton, the Legion. We're going to have you guys are going to have a booth up there.
Yeah, the American Legion
passing out information.
Yep.
Right. So I think that's fantastic. So it's going to be a real good time. God, hoping that the weather's good for us. But
never rains on a golf course.
I'm excited.
It never rains on the golf course. Yeah.
Yeah, I say that. My wife says BS. But, yeah.
Hey, Dave. By the way, does your wife like the Tennessee Titans by chance?
No,
good.
She's a Washington Redskin.
There you go.
Oh, she's a Redskin. Okay. Hey, what gave you?
Her and Darren would get along.
What gave you the inspiration to start this thing, man?
Being a disabled veteran, just getting online and reading, talking to Mike Lane, just to give back. We're both proud veterans, and we'd like to help anybody and everybody. But we found this organization that's fantastic. Let me tell you about one prize that was given to us. We have, and I think this is the grand prize. We have a 4-night. Or for a foursome, foursome to Savannah, Georgia.
Todd, Chuck,
for one of
Jimmy, and
for one of the.
Chad already said he's out.
What's?
No, go ahead. This is an inside joke, Dave. No, go ahead. We're talking about going to Savannah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful. Go for sure. We've got a foursome on a PGA golf course down there, and we're working on the hotel right now. We have foursomes all over the state of West Virginia to go play. A couple hotels have donated some rooms, so the winners of those prizes can go down and stay for nothing and play golf for nothing. All they got to do is get there and eat.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Great.
It's going to be a good time, and I hope to see all of you there.
Listen, let me ask you a question real quick, Dave. Tell us about, once again, give us all the details. Phone numbers, give us, if you need any more corporate sponsors, any kind of sponsors, how you get involved, if you want to golf. Do you have all 36 slots filled up yet?
We don't. We need more teams.
Okay.
We definitely do. We have a couple of veterans coming in from the Princeton area and Beckley area that would like to play. I think they're disabled veterans, so they want to play as much as they can. We're asking corporate sponsors for $100 for a whole sponsor.
Right.
But if they wanted to donate the $280, that would cover the veterans fee to play,
Okay.
and we'd make them a whole sponsor.
Absolutely.
So whatever the community can do, it would be fantastic. Hey, we need a photographer.
Whoa. Well, you know what? We have plenty of those things. We have plenty of those
Right.
things. We have plenty of those things.
And we need a drone pilot. Thank you.
Oh, just so happens we know one of those also.
Wink, wink, wink.
And then we had one of those also.
Right.
Dave,
Well, there's plenty of fireball for the drone driver.
What about the spotter, man?
Well,
and the spotter.
Okay.
Well, the spotter told me he was out of town.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a hell of a support crew that goes along with all this junk, Dave.
Yeah. That's right.
That is for sure.
Whatever you guys can do. I mean, we're hoping for live entertainment. I'm waiting on 2 phone calls. If not, come and DJ for us.
Well, hey, listen. If it's possible, I'm not sure what's going on absolutely next week yet. Maybe we can work something out. If not, we'll do what we can leading up to that. Obviously, you need to get hold of Sable, because what we did there a few weeks ago, we had like a little special live episode with the Ride for Life. If you get hold of Sable wherever he is right now, God knows, and we could just do another special live little episode maybe throughout getting close to it. You know what I mean?
That would be fantastic. Well, I mean, next weekend should be good. The Titans are out of town, so
All right.
you guys should be good to go.
Absolutely.
Thank God for Chuck.
And you know what? I tell you what, Dave. One thing that was what I found very nice yesterday in Pittsburgh, because I've kind of been on the fence with the NFL with the entire anthem and things like that.
I'm not on the fence.
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you this is that I'm not a fan of. Yesterday there wasn't any stuff. Everybody was at their job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all the Titans, all the Steelers, they came out, they did their deal. They weren't trying to make a point. They went out and they played football.
Yeah.
And there was no.
Everybody stood for the national anthem. They were all out there on the field. And I told Chuck, I said, I regret the day, or hate to think of the day, that just one of my Titans players kneels, because then I have to be out. I have to be out at that point. But every single one of them stood. So,
see, I was a Raiders fan. I've been a Raiders fan for 30 years.
Yep.
Once I watched them last year, now I got to be a Cowboy fan.
See, I'm done.
They all have to
No,
stand.
I'm just done.
Yeah, and your wife's a Redskin fan. That's going to go over real well. But I'm done with the NFL because I didn't watch. You know, when the baseball had that strike back in the 80s.
Oh no,
I didn't watch them for 20 years.
Right.
20 years I didn't watch them. After this, I'm done with the NFL.
Well, you know, one thing that I despise people saying when it comes to what's happening, and this is off topic, but we'll get back to topic here real quick. One thing I despise people saying is that it's your First Amendment to be able to do what you do. Well, that is absolutely not your First Amendment. It is not your right to go out while you're on the clock and do what you want. You can't do that. Now, on your personal time, knock yourself out. When you're on the clock, if I would do some shit like that when I was at work, I'd be fired in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you want to, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
if they want to protest, go to the mall on your day
own
off.
time.
Yeah, you look at some of these ball players we're talking about. Does anyone ever see them doing anything? Are they ever on the news or in the spotlight after the game's over or in between seasons?
Unless they're doing something bad, that's when they're getting the media.
They only want that attention when they're in front of a camera.
It's like and I will say this: if you want to, like I said, if you want to protest, knock yourself out. You can. The government can't tell you that you can't.
Right.
Now your employer most certainly can.
Exactly.
Your employer can.
And that's who I hold accountable. The employers of these football.
Well, where it has baffled me about the NFL is that they have given more power because the owners are the interest of the team. That's where they're going to win or they're going to lose based upon money, on income. And when you start letting dudes, your employees, and I hate to say it this way, but when you start letting the
employees.
The lunatics run the asylum or whatever that is.
When you let
the
lunatics run the asylum.
I'm not saying that they're lunatics. I'm not saying that's an asylum. But when you start letting them dictate what your money's going to be, you're going to lose money. So then, but they have given them that power.
Yep.
But just like the entire thing is, if you want to be Ben, if I'm just using Ben hasn't done anything, but I'm just going to use Ben because he's the first one that comes to my mind real quick. If you want to be Ben Roethlisberger and you want to have something to say about the United States of America, okay. after the football game's over, after you're off the clock, knock yourself out, go to Century 3. Oh, it's not there anymore. Go to wherever. Go to, go somewhere and do something then. But don't do it on the football field.
Go to Twitter. Go to Facebook. I mean,
here's something that amazed me. I read an article that they interviewed 12 players. 6 of them thought that the protest was only for the quarterback that doesn't have a job now.
Right.
The other six knew what the topic was about. But it amazes me that, if you ask them straight out, why are you protesting? Well, Colin doesn't have a job and we're protesting that. Well, no, dude, that's not what you started out to be. That kills me.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about I'm going to end it with this, and then we're going to shut this show down, Dave, and then we'll get the details real quick. Okay, give me your top 5 NFL players, regardless of team, of all time. Anybody.
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw's one.
Randy Moss.
Okay.
Hands down.
Joe Montana.
Dick
Montana, absolutely.
Jerry Rice.
Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus, yeah. Lambert. Jack Lambert.
Yep.
Mean Joe freaking Green.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
But my point is,
Barry Sanders.
My point is, we could go on and on and on talking about the greats of the NFL. What happened? What happened after they retired? Nothing. The game continued on.
Right.
What these dudes and what these actors don't get is no one gives 2 shits what you say. They want to be entertained. Because once you're gone, if the NFL could go on after Terry Bradshaw, if the NFL can go on after
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Lawrence Taylor did spots in movies.
You know what I mean?
O.J. Simpson went to jail.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? But you can see O.J. Simpson went to jail.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Must have quit.
Brett Favre. Brett Favre is gone. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the game goes on because they didn't get involved. No one gives a shit. No one cares. If I'm watching a movie, I don't care what Nicolas Cage says. I don't care. I just want to see him get on a motorcycle with a flaming head and do something that I just want to see him do something crazy. You know what? I don't give 2 shits what he says.
Right.
If he and like Harrison Ford, I love Harrison Ford to death. He should not be the next Indiana Jones. If Harrison Ford comes to Robinson Grand and starts talking to me about politics, guess what? I'm going to sit at home and watch when he was good and watch watch like Temple of Doom or something, or Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'll do something like that.
Present danger.
And wondering why there was never this really good love scene between him and Carrie Fisher. I don't know why that never happened. But Dave, once again, this is happening with the Folds of Honor coming up this Sunday. If you want any more information, Bell Meadows at 304-623-3701, or you can call Sable at 304. That's Mike Lane, by the way, 304-709-9372. And, man, I tell you what, hopefully it works out for you, brother, and I'll get in contact with you and keep me involved in all this, all right?
I appreciate each and every one of you.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
brother.
All right,
Dave,
brother.
nice talking to you, man.
You too. Thank you, guys.
All right, that was Dave Teacher. And it's been a long-ass show. We need to get
1 hour, 28 minutes.
We need to get together more often. We had a what's the word I'm looking for? A
brain fart?
No, a manscaping picture.
A manscaping picture.
A manscaping picture that Bruce got Cindy for
wedding
present. I thought we were going to do some manscaping.
We had a fantastic time tonight thinking about the Flight of Honor. You know what? Thanks for everybody that did that. The Honor Flight.
Honor Flight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes I get names word wrong.
Yeah.
Just one last thing.
We had $1,200. Listen, we had $1,200 tonight in donations by everybody that watched, which is fantastic. And
Thank you so much.
And D-Max standing up is going to match that. His max was 1,000. And listen, off the spur, we didn't talk about any of this shit. No. And that's good stuff.
No.
I didn't get here till 10 till 7.
They were down $5,000. Tonight they're down $23,000.
Yeah.
2,300.
We did a real good.
Just one last thing, real quick.
2,800.
I'll gladly collect checks, money in the Lumberport Shinson area and get that to Tanya. Or you can contact her if you live Clarksburg, Fairmont, Morgantown area, and she will meet you someplace to pick up any kind of funding.
That's awesome.
One more time, what does the checks need to be made out to?
to the. I'm sorry, I'll have to go back.
I did see on here though that you can visit the website.
Yeah, you can go to the website if you'd like to make a donation by credit card instead of writing a check or giving cash. Just make sure you denote that it is for the Clarksburg.
Do we know what the website is?
Yeah, I posted it.
www.honorflighthuntington.org.
Awesome.
Right.
And once again, check out, just do a Google or a Facebook for a Facebook search for Folds of Honor. You'll see all that on there. That's happening this weekend. If you like to play golf, you can check all that out. Once again, contact Bell Meadows for more information, 623-3701, or you can call Mike Lane, 709-9372. Once again, great show, and I miss you, sons of guns.
Yeah, man. What he said.
Yeah, what he said.
You know what? I've had a busy weekend, as we have busy lives.
Yep.
And on behalf of Chad Puccio from Monongah, we have D-Mac over here. D-Mac, we have, well, what happened to Michelle?
She split.
She got mad at you earlier and left.
Listen, I'm telling you what, we love it. We just hit each other hard sometimes, and she's as quick. Listen, let me tell you something about Michelle.
Quick,
That's what I mean.
She is, I never thought I could ever meet somebody that was as fast as she was.
Well, she's fast as you.
She's faster than I am because she already knows what she's going to say when I say something.
Yeah, that's why I told you you've met your match.
You're
Who do we got down there in the corner, Chuck?
Yeah, so anyway, and then now we have the newlywed. We have Cindy Hartman. And we have almost the newlywed coming up in a couple years.
Yep.
On May 14th.
May 15th, 2020.
2020. We're just coming back off of a Disney trip. We have the lovely and talented Carol, who is sitting next down there to Dee while she's not sitting next to Chad, her fiance.
Yeah.
But the mere fact is, Derek's not going to take a seat up. He did it one time, one and done.
That's
one
it.
and done.
One and done.
Thanks for coming
actually,
in,
he
Carol.
didn't even do it then.
No, yeah.
He didn't.
Oh.
No, he didn't. He split us up.
Yeah.
The only time
He
she
did.
sat beside me is when he wasn't here.
That's right.
Oh, well, how
Dang.
about that?
Yeah.
I catch you outside.
Hey, once again, thanks for the once again, thanks for the newlywed. Also, we have the director down there. We have Darren Hartman. Give him a big round of applause. Yeah, straight from Tokyo, Japan, who found somehow a manscaping photo of the director, Bruce Takahashi. Good thinking. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, somehow next thing, listen, we're going to go up to Pittsburgh and we're going to do the market.
Yoga watching again?
Yeah, Jimmy and I are going to do some yoga watching. Because I know for a fact that Todd and Jimmy are both very flexible, and we're going to go up there and do Pilates, whoever that guy is, and then also do yoga at the same time. Thanks to Jimmy Wiz, and also the best man a guy could have, the Chewbacca of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Todd Earl Beck. Until next time, which God knows when that'll be, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Rogan Radio.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later.